The tech giant has put the green card process on hold until the end of 2024, when it may reactivate the program depending on labor market conditions. The tech conglomerate has put the green card application process on hold until the end of 2024. Depending on the state of the labor market, it may reactivate the program. A huge number of individuals have been laid off at Amazon, Meta, Salesforce and other once ravenous tech businesses lately. In any case, one gathering of laborers has been especially duped: U.S. outsiders holding H-1B visas for laborers with expert abilities. These highly sought-after visas are granted to immigrants who are sponsored by an employer to enter the United States, and the few that are available are heavily utilized by large tech companies. However, in the event that a laborer is laid off, they need to get sponsorship from one more organization in no less than 60 days or leave the country. When the larger companies that sponsor the majority of tech-related visas are also cutting jobs and freezing hiring, that makes the situation even more difficult. Amazon and Meta, which together have declared no less than 29,000 cutbacks as of late, each applied to support in excess of 1,000 new H-1B visas in the 2022 financial year, U.S. Citizenship and Movement Administration's figures show. U.S. predominance in science and innovation has long relied upon a consistent progression of capable individuals from abroad. In any case, the H-1B framework, and U.S. migration overall, hasn't advanced much since the last significant movement bill in 1986. Presently, pandemic period monetary vulnerability is reshaping tech monsters and focusing on the framework's restrictions. It shows laborers, organizations, and maybe the U.S. in general missing out. Linda Moore, president and CEO of TechNet, an industry lobbying group that includes nearly all of the major tech companies, states, "Because our system has been so backlogged, these visa holders have built lives here for years, they have a home, they have children, and they have personal and professional networks that extend for years." TechNet is an industry lobbying group. "They've just been stuck in this system that doesn't give them any clarity or certainty," says the author. Over the course of the last 10 years, tech organizations that are regularly savage contenders have been in areas of strength for uncommonly on the subject of H-1B migration. They apply for bunches of the visas, need the yearly stockpile of 85,000 expanded, and have campaigned for changes to the application cycle that would make it simpler for high-gifted specialists to remain in the U.S. for good. A H-1B visa holder can commonly just stay for 6 years except if their manager supports them to turn into an extremely durable U.S. occupant, or green card holder. That was the course of action taken by Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai, who has expressed his personal support for immigration reform while rarely speaking out about political issues. He has contended that his own prosperity and the outcome of his organization relied on the high expertise movement framework. Tech laborers outside the U.S. seem to adore H-1Bs, as well, notwithstanding the framework's restrictions. The visas give a way to aggressive coders to draw nearer to the focal point of the worldwide tech industry, or to use their abilities into a new beginning in the U.S. According to data from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, computer-related jobs received nearly 70% of the visas in the fiscal year 2021. Many of these workers eventually convert their visas into permanent U.S. residency. But since of limitations on the quantity of business-based residency applications conceded every year, it can require a long time for migrants from bigger nations like India to get a green card, departing many individuals dealing with a H-1B attached to one boss for a really long time. They are susceptible to life-altering shocks during that time, such as those experienced by immigrants affected by the recent tech layoffs. It uncovers the quandary these H-1B specialists are placed in, says Faraz Khan, authoritative chief for the Global Alliance of Expert and Specialized Architects Trade Guild. The principles and guidelines under which they work are not favorable to any specialist who is in a sad circumstance. Migrant specialists aren't the only ones losing at this time. Tech organizations have put many years and a huge number of dollars into campaigning for kinder principles and an expansion in the quantity of visas accessible, and in supporting countless laborers. However, the procedure does not change, and as a result of layoffs, some skilled workers who businesses might want to hire from rivals now or in the future will instead leave the country. The test is clutching that ability and having the option to truly empower the country in general to profit from the manifestations that they plan to present, Karen Bhatia, VP of Public Undertakings and Public Strategy at Google, said in a June 2022 meeting. Numerous Amazon workers with long-standing applications for green cards are as yet pausing, as indicated by an October 2022 post from Beth Galetti, Amazon's top HR leader. The new cutbacks even draw back current H-1B specialists who got away from the cuts, and the individuals who figure out how to get new visas. Moore asserts that businesses are prohibited from sponsoring a new green card for a foreign worker if they have recently laid off a U.S. resident working in a comparable position. That implies a migrant specialist who was laid off yet fortunate enough to get another H-1B sponsorship could be banned from beginning a green card application, assuming their new business has as of late made its own cutbacks. Tech industry gatherings and a few legislators contend that the U.S. is now losing ability to contenders abroad as a result of its inability to change the framework. According to Moore, other countries saw that as an opportunity for them to take advantage of to increase high-skilled immigration to their countries to their benefit. We've had such significant movements toward restricting our already restricted and complicated immigration process. Over the course of the past few years, the United States has fallen down the International Institute for Management Development's ranking of world competitiveness. In 2015, it was ranked first on the index, but by 2021, it had fallen to number 10, where it remained until 2022.